Good morning. Comment allez-vous? Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of almost 19,000 foreign exchange traders. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for attending every day. Thank you for all your positive energy and everything that you do for this community. It's appreciated. You're appreciated. Today we'll cover technical and fundamental analysis of the foreign exchange market. Please ask questions. Without further ado, let's go. Let me remind you that trading is risky and it's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, cool. So again, ask questions, get involved, take notes. I hope to help. My name is Wayne McDonald. I am a currency trader. Been doing this for a very long time, now 20 years. Cool. Very neat. Before that, I was a venture capitalist. Before that, I was a high-tech startup entrepreneur. Before that, I worked on a nonprofit organization, sat on the board of directors with George Soros and a whole bunch of others. Before that, I worked at NASA because I wanted to be an astronaut. And before that, I had paper routes. And I worked at hockey games. Cool. So there's me. So let's focus on you. So what I'm trying to do is teach you how to use technical and fundamental analysis to create trade plans so that you can bring some consistency. Well, how do you get consistency? Well, the first part is you have to have control, and that's what a trade plan is all about. Control. Can you control the market? No. But you can control your behavior. So planning your trades in advance gives you control, and since you end up trading the same types of trades over and over again, you have consistency, and once you can actually measure your results, your consistent results, then you'll have some confidence. And so that's where I'm trying to get you to be. So again, ask questions, get involved, treat each other in the chat with dignity and respect. You deserve that. You are in my office, so be as professional as possible. You better have khakis on. Better have a collared shirt on. No stretched out t-shirt. Cool. I'd also like to invite you to visit tradersway.com and open up a demo account. Why not? You should do it. Why not? Why are you holding back? What's your big thing? Oh, I don't want to do it. Why? Takes less than 30 seconds. Visit tradersway.com, open up a demo account, and then you choose. Do you want C-Trader? Yeah, sure, you can have that. Do you want MT4? Yeah, sure, you can have that. Would you rather have MT5? Cool, we got that for you. I believe you can even download MetaTrader for Mac, for crying out loud. Who the heck trades on a Mac? Gee whiz, get yourself a PC. Coolio. Fast execution speed, narrow spreads, huge swaps, world-class customer service, and above-average good-looking people. That's everything you need. Tradersway.com. Come on now, get on with it. And here we are. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. Taking a look at the world as we see it, pound is still strong. It's been strong for a bit. Aussie tanked. We had the speech last night by Governor Lowe. And as mentioned before, they typically talk down the Aussie and, oh, there goes the Aussie. What'd you expect? Okay. So if you didn't expect that, well, write that down and say, okay, maybe it's the personality of the Reserve Bank of Australia to talk down the value of their currency. Why? They're an exporting nation. That would behoove them. So if commodity prices are high and the value of the Aussie dollar is high, then it's extra expensive for their buyers to buy from them. So anyways, just write that down. Think about it. Okay, so next time there's a big RBA speech, are they going to talk up the value of the dollar or are they going to talk it down? What would benefit them most? And then you incorporate that into your thought process. Euro's done nothing, and it's done nothing slowly. CAD was weak, then it was strong, then it was weak, and then it was strong, and now it's moderate. Okay? And yen is weakening. That's good. That's good, good. And dollar kind of, it's trying. It's trying. Okay. Could be related to the news today. Hey, Wayne, we have news today? Yes. So if you remember the webinar on Monday, which I think was yesterday, on Tuesday, we have CPI, and that's today. And on Thursday, we have retail sales. Both are pretty important, but really it's next week's Wednesday Fed. Okay. Cool. So anyways, that's good. We can get through one of them today. Do you guys want to pay attention? Do you guys want to watch it? Maybe that's something we can do together and watch that. Maybe we could do pound dollar or pound yen. What do you think? Masi says, hey, why is the dollar strong? Let me tell you something, Masi. In February, I prepared subscribers of this YouTube channel that back in February, that in the first, let's say 2 weeks of September, the US dollar could get strong. So ultimately, I can give you some sort of answer, but honestly, it's just supposed to be strong. Okay? So become a subscriber and hang out here for 2 or 3 years. Some people have been part of this community that I've known as Forex traders for 15 years. Okay? Okay? So, yeah. Stop searching for there was one particular event that led to this. It just might be, it's supposed to be, which is quite different, isn't it? So you have to say, wow, well, that's really interesting. How could somebody talk about it 6 months in advance or 8 months in advance? Well, then there might be a new side of Forex that you've never even considered before. Cool, right? So there's things like news. So today we'll have news. But then news isn't fundamentals. Okay? Fundamentals is the flow of money around the world for business activity. Supply, fulfillment, imports, exports, whatever. So news are data points. How is the economy doing right now? Or last month, really? How was retail sales last month? How were jobs last month? How was GDP last quarter? What was inflation like last month? Okay? But fundamentals is the flow of money around the world for business activity. Okay? And then inside of that, we know there are business cycles, and there are also annual cycles. And so we chunk all that down to there's seasonality, okay? But superseding that, there are business cycles. Oh, wow, this is a lot. Okay, so how do you picture this? Okay, the business cycle could last 8 years. Okay, recession, bubble, recession again, right? Okay, so it'll look like this. Now the long-term GDP looks like this. So we call this potential GDP, potential Y. Y, that's a Y, by the way. Y stands for GDP. Okay, and then there's actual, and so this is why you get bubbles and recessions. Okay, and this is right from here to here to here is a business cycle. Or you could say from the deepest part of the recession to the top of the bubble, maybe that's your business cycle. Okay, great. Now here's what I'm getting to. Okay, Mashi? Inside of this, you have years. So if there were 8 years from trough to peak, okay, then think of this as, let's say, winter, spring, summer, fall, or something, okay? And this might be 1 year, then this is 2 years, and then 3 years, 4, whatever, okay? So there's annual cycles inside of an 8 to 10 year cycle. Some of this might have to do with politics, like the United States, it's an 8-year cycle. Well, this could actually be 10. This actually has more to do with demand for money, the ability to spend your money, your ability to invest your money, that kind of stuff, okay? So what I'm suggesting now, Mashi, is this. Why is the dollar strong now? And I would say, well, let's do this in a different color. That's hard to see. Let's do this. I would argue that we're kind of like, we're basically in something like this. So you might say, well, it's strange. The Fed is printing money. Okay. So that means we're in a recessionary part of the business cycle. But why is the dollar strong now? And I'd argue, like if this was the value of the dollar, well, we're in this part of that bigger cycle. And now you might say, well, why? I don't know why necessarily. It might just be money. People are taking profit one place, or maybe business activity contracted over the summer because it was summer and people were not doing business activity. And, but there is this ebb and flow, ebb and flow, ebb and flow, ebb and flow. And that's just where we are. And it's to the point where I can tell you in February that that's likely to happen right now. And you'll say, Wayne, is that even possible? Let me tell you something. The dollar will be strong in the first 3 weeks of January. Drop the mic. I'm done. Have a nice day, everybody. Okay? Because we'll be in another one of these cycles. So that's forward guidance, not hindsight. So the issue is now you take your forward guidance, which is really a theory because you don't know the future, right? And then you have to then match that with reality, which we call technical analysis. We use algorithms to paint pretty colors and lines on the chart so that we can try to understand the reality. Okay? And if you had theory, then you're always testing a hypothesis. If you don't have the theory, what are you doing? You're constantly looking backwards. You're trying to predict the past. Huh. Well, good luck with that. Okay? Yes. So anyway, subscribe and be here for the next 10 years. Okay. Cool. So anyways, let's start with commodities. You are the one. All right. Cool. We're slowly hiking north. Slowly, but okay. What do you think about that? That could be our line. Okay? That's called a roll reversal. And by the way, this is WTI. It's not going to look pretty, but there it is. All right. Okay. My WTI. Coolio. Okay. Gold. Yeah. We tried. Okay. We tried. Fine. Great. Fine. Okay. I was hoping higher high, higher low. No. Okay. So we're stuck in the range. Okay. So now what? We're just back to where we were. Is it a buying opportunity? Yeah. If you want it. If you're a bull, there are two places to buy, support or higher lows. If you're a bear, there's two places to sell. Resistance or lower highs. So is that one of the two opportunities as a bull? Yeah. Is it a good one? Not necessarily. All right. So that's that. Still waiting for Ripple. Okay. Namaste, FT9. Boom, boom, ba-bum, bum, bum. Bitty, can't you see? Yeah, it's Oscar Mike on the move. Okay. Cool. Let's apply different indicators. Okay, where is it supposed to go? 54,300. Maybe 55,555. But I'd say, 52,250 is going to be a challenge, but we're supposed to get a little higher. Very interesting, right? Ishan's developed some confidence in gold. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. I heard a hedge fund yesterday bought something like $250 million worth of Bitcoin. Okay. Degenerate gambler. Unfortunately, they're probably going to make a boatload of money, but that's a dumb trade. Not that they're buying Bitcoin, but even if they had $1 billion to go all in on 25% of your account. All right. Anyways, here we are. We said this is a weekly buy zone, and we're going to be challenged here. Oh, look at that, yo. That's what happened. Very cool. Now what? Buy it, take it north, buy the dip. Cool. What do you think? Okay. So here we go. This is an opportunity, yo. That could be it. You got a 21. You got tomorrow's central pivot. And you got some sort of little roll reversal. Are you going to do it, huh? And if you do it, you don't think that's going to be a problem. We've already tested it. And notice this, by the way. If you were just truly doing a day trade, that's the market open. This was the target. Now let me ask you, do you think that is a coincidence? Notice it's not this top. Okay? And if you don't believe it's a coincidence, why is it so accurate? I mean, look at this. Exactly this daily central pivot, exactly the target. And remember, this was printed up yesterday, sort of like here's tomorrow's target. Okay. So how is the entry and exit so precise? They had orders. They put the orders down. They don't sit there and wait and say, well, I'll wait for a 5A cross on a 15-minute chart, and then I'll wait for a pullback, and then 4 hours or 5 hours have gone by, and now you've missed it. Okay? They said, you know what? They said right here, they said, you know what? This is a higher high. I am a bull, so I'm going to throw down an order on this daily central tomorrow, and I'm going to target the R2. Done. 3 points, nothing but net. Look at that. Okay? Now, I'm in it somewhere down here, but I'm not day trading this. But obviously I could have, right? So, okay, Joe Moo did that move, huh? Right on, Joe Moo. So you're there to there, huh? Day trading along. Yeah, that's not bad because we're waiting for the real trades to set up. Okay. Oh, and Robin did it too, huh? Robin and Steelen doing the trade too. Look at you guys. Okay. Okay. So is anyone going to do this one? Okay. So you can do it like this, right? Let me show you. Just as an example, auto stop. I just want to double check. Okay. Cool. Look for the little happy face. No. I thought I clicked that first. No. All right. Well, let's do it again. Do it again. Auto stop. Bop. Happy face. So now you could do something like this. Boom. Oh, there's the stop. Okay. Neat. It's only money. All right, let's take a look. Still some mediocrity, but I'm happy that it's gone higher. Look at the roll reversal here. Oops, if I can drag this across. Look at that. Luflituliumum. Okay? So we got this kicking off that. So somebody may have this fibbed, which is fine. I'm still not really interested in this trade at the moment, but maybe later. Okay. You have to deep toe. 1, 2, 3 foot in the water. Okay. You have to go gently into that good night. So yes, I am anticipating this, but I'm not. It hasn't earned my confidence yet. So I'm going to skip the first one on this pair. Let someone else do the heavy lifting for me. Ananda says, but shouldn't we wait for the news? Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay. Cool. Kiwi dollar. Niet. Nada. Okay. Still stuck in the middle of the range. Look, not overbought, not oversold, probably not tradable. What do you think? Right? You should look at it like this, really. Okay. Slightly down, but going nowhere slowly. Cool. Aussie dollar, to be open and transparent, I bought it somewhere in here, okay, in the day trading group yesterday, but I discussed, right, and again, it's not like you should be doing this. This is a good trade. That's not how the day trading works, but one of the things we talked about is if you're a bull, this is support. And that's one of your opportunities you can take. Is it the only opportunity? Certainly not. Is it the best opportunity? Certainly not. But my other point was right before this, I mean, that big red candle was an RBA speech. And again, as I alluded to at the beginning of today's webinar, the RBA was likely to talk the value of the Aussie dollar down. I had mentioned that in this point. So traders took that into account. And if they overrode it anyways, that's what they were expecting. What actually happened was this. And now, hopefully, it was a learning experience. Now, Ananda says, shouldn't we wait for the news? Yeah. You can, you should. Depends on what you're trading. See, if I was a bear and I was going to sell the Aussie dollar, I'd say, oh, well, that RBA is going to drag it down. So should I skip the news? No, I'm getting paid because of the news. So really, right? Why didn't I sell it, Herman? Because I'm a bull. Okay? I'm trying to teach consistency. And I'm also trying to teach essentially I'm trying to teach people to be a practitioner of portfolio management, portfolio building, portfolio construction. Okay? So it's not, again, the day trades, I'm folding into swing trades. Swing trades are folding into seasonality. Seasonality is folding into the fundamentals. So that's what I'm trying to teach. It's not just like we're buying and selling one day or the next because of relative strength. Once again, that can be done. We kind of talk about that a little bit, but that's not sort of the reason of the new day trading group. Okay? So what we clearly had talked is there's real risk here, but if you're a bull, okay, a bull's buy at support, right? Well, by every definition there is, this is support. Okay? Now, and we were here, by the way. So there was, kind of a higher high on a lower time frame, and the idea was take it this way or this way. Okay? Great. Here's the thing. I'm trying to teach people get into trades, not look for perfection, not to be afraid, not to bite your fingernails. Look, if you're a bull and you're on support, that's a legit opportunity. What happens when we're down here? The market's not bullish. You don't have any opportunities. So your real choice is, are you going to try to get this because it's a legitimate opportunity? Yeah, you might lose a little bit of money, but who cares? It's a little bit of money. Who cares? If your winners are 10 times bigger, then who cares about a pissy little loser? At least you're not scared to trade. There's a big difference, right? Now, if you had to put a big bet on, well, of course you'd no, I don't want to do a big bet. Okay? So there's a difference here. So if this is support, you have an opportunity to take it. The interesting thing is if we're down here, it's not support, it's a lower low, it's not bullish by every stretch of the imagination, and now trading stops on Aussie dollar. Until the market proves to us seasonality is taken over and we are once again bullish. So we had a chance for that here, didn't work out. Pass the ball, move on to the next play. Get back to play defense. Okay? Okay? Cool. La-di-da-di, we likes to party. We don't cause trouble and we don't bother nobody cause. All right, so I guess we're done there. Let's say you're a portfolio manager of a third world country or in a third world country, all right? Let's say it's Romania. I love Romania. Yeah. And you're a good portfolio manager, right? What would your economic action be to make well, first of all, it's not the job of a Forex trader to make the world a better place. You can choose that, but that's not your job as a currency trader. Okay? But how do you make, what would your economic action be to make a country great? First of all, You start with capitalism. Yes, it's flawed, but it's way better than everything else humans have created. The second thing is you create a culture through your investments because you're so, as a prime minister, sorry. Okay. So now you're the prime minister. You've made the country capitalist. Now you must create a culture through the investment of national funds for entrepreneurialism. I wasn't paying attention when I wrote that. Hopefully I spelled it right. Okay. And once you create a culture, that means people need to take care of themselves. Okay. You need to stop the help me government, help me. Okay. You have to stop that. The third thing is develop a system to support entrepreneurialism, education, investment, infrastructure, talent development. Okay? Everything must go back to entrepreneurialism. Okay? You see? That's how I'd make Romania great again. Okay? If you get rid of that, what will happen is you'll find out you have lousy food, your food will suck, your clothes will be ugly, and you'll live in a concrete apartment building with probably lousy water and electricity and slow as molasses internet. Okay? So if that's right, find a way to get the heck out. Oh, there's our news. What was it? What do we got on the news? Sorry, I got sidetracked. What did we get on the news, Bubba? Spreads are wider. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay, right now, let's double check. Yeah, what did we get? Who's got the number? Yen weak, dollar weak. Oh my God, that's good for me. Cool, Bubba. Hopefully it lasts. So let's get back. What's the number, guys? Nice. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Look at that. Shalakalaka. Now, I got to be careful because it can certainly come all the way back. Okay, cool. Cool. Huh? Nice. Look at that. Bubba. It's working out nice. Come on, stick with it. Make the higher high. Boom, shalakalaka. Even ugly euro. Very nice. There you go. Come on, Bubba. Keep going, Bubba. Don't look back. All right, move that stop. Okay. Cool. Almost, I get, what is that, 90 pips from yesterday? 90 pips from yesterday. But not a lot. It's only 2 trades. All right. What are we going to do? What are we going to do now? I want to look at my other accounts. Boom. Go. I was thinking about buying a keyboard that has a screen built in. I was thinking about, because I'm finding it difficult now that I've switched to a computer with only one screen. I find it very difficult because I don't want to accidentally pop something up over the YouTube live stream that I don't want to be seen. So I'm like, I could have a screen down here. So I was thinking, well, what would I put down there? I could put MT4 down here just with my open trades. So I can watch them and I can see, oh yeah, everything's moving well. And I look down, I'm like, yes, because I feel like I want to open the other MT4. But anyways, go baby, go. So even the Aussie dog is back in the game. Cool. Once again, let's take a look. Pound still doing good. Aussie trying to recover. I'm not in that. Okay. Dollar coming down. Great. Yen tanking hard. Nice. CAD trying to recover. Euro trying to recover. Even Kiwi's trying to recover. We're sort of right on trend line, actually. And look at that. Oh my God. Is Swiss franc weak? We got the trifecta going. Cool. Let's do the yens. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, nice. Look at that. Really, it's not a lot of pips, which is kind of funny. I bought CAD yen yesterday in Asia, and it in 24 hours or whatever, 12 hours later, and I still didn't have any pips on it, which is just funny. We sat on pound yen for a couple of days, and it hadn't made money. Okay. Some of us in the day trading group ended up buying this pullback on pound yen. And that's at, I think it was 51.80 was one member's entry. And that's 100 pips. That's the first trade we set up in the day trading course. And I know at least one person in the day trading group got the full 100 pips. Congratulations. I'm going to move my stop because of the higher high to break even. So I'm only up 90 pips. Sorry. Nah, probably 80 pips. Nice. That's cool. The very first trade setup in the day trading group has produced for members 100 pips. Lucky. Totally lucky. Totally lucky. Good. Good. Great. Could be worse. All right. CAD yen doing its thing. So here's the real moneymaker, guys. Don't get too excited. I'm just so happy because we waited for a couple of days for these things. What the real money is going to be made, we have to make higher highs. So the legit money is this, guys. Surviving the pullbacks. Because this could just be news and then back. Now we have to wait for retail sales. Now we got to wait for Fed meeting and easy come, easy go. Okay. So Meta's got 94 floating. Nice. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. These could be very short-lived. Up, down. Because remember, it's too early. Okay? So do what you got to do to survive. But remember, okay, if you risked 33 and you're up 99, that's a reasonable risk-reward ratio, but that is simply one day trade, isn't it? And now, what even the day trading group now is actually targeting 333. So this is a day trade into a swing trade into a seasonal trade, right? So you can take your 99 and run. That's a good trade. And that might even be the smartest thing. But the real money is going to be if we survive the pullback and then break this. Now you're building portfolios. It's no longer really a day trade. You're building positions. Okay. So remember, small, let's say retail traders, they make trades. Okay. Institutional, okay, they build positions. One isn't better than the other. They're just different. And it has to do with how much money you got. Okay? If you got $5,000 in your account, you're like, I'm going to deploy $500 my capital. That's 10%. If you have 10 billion, you're not likely to drop 10 billion on a trade. Because God forbid you're a little bit wrong, you just lost $72 million in a day. Your boss might not like that. And you're like, what's the big deal? It's only 72 million. I think a lot of people care about 72 million, right? So things change. So you got to have lots of little trades and then hold them for longer periods of time. And for that, you're going to need a quant and an economist. And the economist comes in and says, well, we're in the early stages of a new business cycle. And then the quant comes in and says, well, the market based on seasonality should be turning, between now and the end of the year, we should turn into, a period of yen weakness and dollar weakness. And then therefore now the traders on the trading desk are buying dips. Where typically a retail trader is in and out of trades in hours. So after the end of the day of a hardworking day, there might be 6 trades done. Okay. 3 break even, 1 loser, 2 winners. And at the end of the day, 0 trades open. Yeah. So an institutional player can't afford that kind of trading. They're just different. Yeah. Yeah. So you saw multinational corporations killing entrepreneurs. Leave the country. I did. I left my country. It wasn't for that reason, but similar. I was looking for entrepreneurial opportunities. Leave your country. Save up money. Find a way. There are plenty of countries in this planet that are very favorable to entrepreneurs and are willing to provide, better taxation, beautiful climates, very entrepreneurial, right? What's the city just outside of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia? I was just looking at how affordable it is to live there. The taxation is great. You can live in an apartment, like apparently a luxury apartment for $800 a month. You just lay low and trade currencies. They're not going to tax you on your capital gains or on your Forex revenue. And it's nice and warm. Anyways, I forget the name. But just move, man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but there's plenty of places, right? And then wants to leave Canada, yeah? See, like you have to take advantage of that. If you show up to a country and you're like, hey, I'm Canadian. I'm thinking about retiring here. Do you have a citizenship program? And they're like, for Canadians, for sure. Okay? If you show up and you're like, hey, man, I'm from Iran or I'm from Afghanistan and I want a citizenship. Even South Africa, I think, is probably challenged, right? Where you're like, hey, I'm from South Africa. I want to move to your country and get a passport. They're like, well, do you got a lot of money? is going to be the first question. And I think that's just factual. That's no dig on South Africa. You know, it's just, I bet you it's true. I don't know for sure, but it wouldn't be a shocker. Yeah, now, Mike, did you go to the DR? I did hear that Dominican Republic is actually quite favorable to foreigners moving in. I think there's no restrictions on owning land, no restrictions on owning real estate in general, because some countries are like, you can only rent, and other countries are like, you can buy an apartment, but you can't buy land, and that kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah, Finlay, I do have a Signals chat. It's $1 million a year. But if you join, man, I'll take care of you. Yeah. No, I have not been to Cyprus. Although I talked to a guy, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I was just shooting the breeze with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I love it here." He's like, I brought a couple of my Ferraris to Cyprus, and the roads are bad, but it's fun to drive with the top down, because he was like from England or something, right? So just be able to drive your Ferrari convertible. You can't do that in London. So he's like, yeah, I brought a couple of Ferraris here and I got a place. We live here at least half the year. And I'm like, damn, that sounds really good, man. He's like, oh, you got to come visit. You know, the lobster's crazy here. And I'm like, wow, okay. I'm like, damn, I'm on a plane right now. I want to visit. So I'm like, hey, man, how'd you make your money? People are always shocked when I just like, boom, just like that, right? I'm like, hey, man, how'd you make your money? And he's like, oh, well, back in the UK and Europe, I owned something like 150 restaurants. And then he sold it off and he got his money. And then he's like, you know what? I got to get out of the UK. He was done. He lived there his whole entire life. Now he's, you know, I don't know, at the time, probably 50-ish. Sold all his restaurants, moved to Cyprus, sat there because taxes are cheap, bought some places. And like he said, he had the money. He never had the time. And he never had the weather to really enjoy his money. He was always working and it was always raining. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to move to Cyprus. I'm going to live on a beach. I'm going to have a big spread. I'm going to just sit on a stockpile of money. And I'm going to buy some Ferrari convertibles. I'm just going to drive around and have the top of my head get sunburned. And the thing is, that's what he always wanted to do. Okay. Matrix says he always wanted to be as close to the server as possible. Yeah, not relevant to us. We're not high frequency traders, nor is there an exchange. So we're distributed by design. So that would be not helpful. Okay. Maida's like, yeah, DR is great indeed. I guess it's not Cuba, but if you wanted to get somehow close to the lifestyle, right? I was thinking like if I had billions to play around with, I might try to move into Haiti next door and see if it's worth investing. I'm like, why can't I grow world-class cigars, right? Grow the tobacco. Why can't I do it in Haiti? I mean, obviously I can. It's exactly the same as Dominican Republic, right? I think maybe the mountains are different and it creates a different weather or anything. I really don't know anything about Haiti except it sucks. So, be interesting if you could go in there and like, okay, well, let's try to make this happen, right? Grow some tobacco there. Right? Maybe some coffee. I don't know if the mountains are high enough for coffee. Mike's like, it's not remotely similar to coffee. No, to Cuba. Yeah. I know that. Yeah. right? And Mike says, and Haiti has got no police. Well, you got to roll big. You got to roll large. I know Haiti's dangerous. But the thing is, I didn't mean that Dominican Republic and Cuba would be culturally similar. But if you are exiled from Cuba and you miss it or long for it, okay, you might get like the air might smell the same. The weather might be the same. The wind feels the same. The sound might be the same, and you could probably get, I don't know. So anyways, I don't know. Nepal, yes. Yeah, Nepal would be great. I don't know if I want to live in Nepal, but I know people that have been to Nepal. I know Forex traders in Nepal. Hey, we can party in Nepal and we can probably get 10 people together, which is great. I'd love to visit Nepal. I've been to northern India, so I've been close to Nepal. Yeah, Maida's like, yeah, Miami is the place for Cubans. Yeah, but it probably, I mean, I guess it's similar too, right? The same weather. So maybe, yeah. So what am I talking about? Matrix like, yeah, you got to know people and don't believe the hype. Yeah, I get that too. I get that too. And of course, the Haitians that I meet and talk to, they all left Haiti, right? So they're going to have a certain point of view. Ireland, yeah. I've never been. I know people have visited and had a good time. I know it's a good tax shelter. Might be a good place to open a business. Cool. I'd like to visit. Okay, there's a particular town I would go to. I was just reviewing, in fact, my country club sent out a thing about visiting, like, it's next summer, or the summer of 2022. You fly out to Ireland and you go from bloody Dublin to somewhere else, and you visit a bunch of golf courses along the way. It's a country club, right? So based on the golf membership, they're like, hey man, so you can golf like 5 different beautiful golf courses, and you'll stop for whiskey tasting and all that kind of stuff. Great. So that sounds fun. I thought that sounds fun, but why not Scotland? But yeah, hey man, Ireland would be great. Zanzibar? Very nice. Zanzibar. Do I want to go to Zanzibar? Probably, huh? Look at these targets, guys. Huh? It's good to know your numbers, eh? So what we're trying to do now is survive this. A fib would be great. A roll reversal would be great. Kicking off tomorrow's central pivot would be great. What I don't want to do is a full Monty all the way back. So really, that's kind of the next move, and we got to get through. But notice, like I said, when we were there, I'm like, you got to make decisions. Remember, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know the places where you got to make decisions. So I'm long CAD yen, and I've decided I'm going to try to break this. And if I get knocked out of break even down way back down here, hey man, I had a freebie. So I think I'm probably long right at 87 is probably my entry. Right? So I'm long here. And, I'll move my stop after the webinar. Beaches are for duds. I was thinking, though, I have almost never been on a vacation. And I thought, yeah, man, I can work every summer teaching at Harvard and stuff. Maybe I should go on one vacation. I was thinking about that. I had a honeymoon once, and I went to the Bahamas for a weekend once. And it was good. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Yeah, I haven't actually been on a vacation, which is kind of interesting. I'm like, what do people do? I don't think I'd even like it. Right? Hope is like, yeah, beaches are for duds. I'm like, it'd be good. I mean, I do these little family things like you're gone for 2 days and then you're back, right? And that's cool, man. We explore. But I haven't ever done like, I'm going to sit on this beach for 2 weeks. Yeah, that's Moreno's like, I don't think you know how to do. Yeah, so it's interesting. I think, yeah, it would be interesting. It'd be interesting. I probably would find it tiring, but I think probably that's what happens to everybody. Mesta 360 got it at 87. That's cool. Hope. Okay, my life might be a vacation, but it certainly isn't easy. But I have a lot to be thankful for. That's true. Absolutely. FT9 says, can we talk about the risk of holding a day trade until the news release? Well, but you have to understand the risk is that I would be wrong. But I've done my analysis, so why would I be wrong? You see? So it's a level of confidence like, it's just, I don't know. I've already done my homework. I've already made my decisions. So yeah, the news can come out and it's shocking the other way and I totally missed it. So I'll lose 33 pips and I don't give a crap. 33 pips to me is 1/3 of 1/3 of 1%. 1/3 of 1/3 of 1%. I don't care. But, right, a 333 pip trade is 1%. So all I'm trying to do is if I can get 3 winners and maybe a 4th winner to offset 10 losers. So if I can have 10 losers, 10 losers, okay, and 3 winners, I've hit at my minimal acceptable performance for the month. And by the way, that is equal to the best return, okay? The best return of all CTAs in the United States. So if I have 3 winners and 10 losers, I am the best. I am number 1. And by number 1, there might be 2 other CTAs in the United States that are averaging that. So literally I could be the absolute total best in the United States if I made 4 and lost 9, I would be the number 1. The thing is, it's number 1 for those that have 100 million or more. I don't have 100 million. I'll be clear. I don't have 100 million. Okay? So it's not fair, but also it's not a fair comparison. But the point I'm also trying to make is the best that do have 100 million, the best. Not mediocre, not pretty good, not good. The absolute total best are doing 2%. Cool. So that's enough. I can get 3 winners out of 10 shots. At least I'm going to try. Okay? More likely some months you get fewer and I'll have to adjust my risk reward or adjust my strategies. But in the good times, that's enough, man. Okay? Okay. So anyways, Cool, right? Cool. So this is what I'm trying for. That's clear, right? That's not 333 pips. So depending on seasonality, I have to have a level of confidence. Okay. And I'm foreseeing the future here. I don't know what's happening now. I'll say it for the 15th time. I think I'm a week or two early. But at some point, my belief system tells me in a normal month, I would be exiting here. Or a normal week. In a normal month, I'd be exiting here. Okay? But check this out. My level of confidence is much higher. Okay? Okay? I forgot. This account doesn't have this trade. So what we're looking at here for a target, I'm in at 87. Okay? So I'm going for 90. Okay? I'm going for 90. How many people here think I can hit 90? Not maybe this month, but let's say in the next 6 weeks. How many people think that that's reasonable? Not that we're going to do it. Anybody? Reasonable? Okay, cool. Check this out. If somewhere in here, so yesterday I made a trade here, and let's say today or tomorrow or later this week I buy another one in here on a breakout pullback. If this one thing comes true, I'll be the number one CTA in the United States. Because I made two trades averaging about 300 pips each. And I hit my 2% for the month. But the thing is, what am I going for? I don't have $100 million, but I still need to get paid. So I'd like to have, let's say 6 on this one by the time we're here, plus times at least 3 other pairs. Okay? And here's the last point I'll make, and then we'll call it a day. I'm bigger than that. I'm not going for 90. I'm going for 100. Maybe not in one shot, but by Christmas, I want to be up here. That's 1,300 pips. Well, this year we got a lot of risk, and COVID could crush us, and all of this dream could be over. Because right now it's just a hypothesis, which is a fancy word for dream. Okay, and under current market conditions, I am ready, willing, and able to try to make this happen. Now, along the way, we can get here, and it's all good. I got my first 300, and then we just find out we get crushed on COVID. I don't think anything else can stop me except COVID. Okay, and Grandpa Biden, he crazy. Okay, so anyways, if he starts locking us in our basements, sending out the National Guard to lock us in our basements, okay, that dream is over. Okay, don't blink, it's over. Hey now. All right. Brinsley's like, that's why I day trade. Well, do both. Do both. Okay. Okay, lots of, right, using the sports analogy, using baseball as an analogy. Hitting lots of singles, very, very good. Getting on base a lot, very, very good. But you also need to score, so it's great to have 1 or 2 home run guys on your team. So you get 2 on base, and then Judge shows up and goes, boom, and knocks it into the stands. Oh, 3-run homer. Done. It's good to have those guys on as well. So a little bit of both, right? Day trade, swing trade, position trade, if there's a carry trade, and scalp. Ultimately, if you're going to be doing this 20 years from now, I want you to be good at everything. Okay? So sometimes I'll say, oh, well, if you're only scalping. I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is your window very often is a couple of hours. It's not very long. That's what I mean by only. Like, okay, over the next couple of hours. Or it's based on relative strength. Again, based on what has happened maybe over the last day or two, and then you're trying to buy into that or sell into that over the next couple of hours, or maybe it's, okay, all of that is fine. And I love scalping. But I want you to be able to scalp, spot, swing, carry, and position using technical, fundamental, monetary policy from the central bank, seasonality, and take all of this and have the proper psychology. And you might need 20 years to get there, because every time you think you got it, you will get crushed and you will be taken to the next level of enlightenment. And it's normal, by the way. And typically what happens if you study things like martial arts, what happens is as you practice the same thing until you have it perfected, and then you get your new belt and you're like, congratulations, you made it to the next level. But what happens is you focus so much on the one thing that you've been focusing on to pass whatever requirement, the stuff you've used to practice, you no longer practice, and you've lost your edge there. Okay? So you gain skills, but you're losing skills as you gain new skills. Okay? But eventually you get to the point where the next level is to become a master. Well, a master is good at everything, not just the one thing they're working on now. And typically what you need to do, and this is a huge reason why I'm in your life, is that I believe to become a master, and I'm not a master, by the way, but to become a master, you must teach. And why do you teach? Because you're relearning every level of skill. From how to stand properly to how to make a fist properly. Don't put your thumb in here. Put your thumb out here or to the side. Okay? And how to balance and how to stand and all this kind of stuff. All the way to the elite stuff. You have to keep reteaching. And when you're reteaching yourself as much, if not even more, than the other person's learning. So think of it. The other person's taking in the information for the first time, and they're thinking about They're thinking about, does my master think I'm worthy? What if I do it wrong? This information is different from what's happened before, and why? And they're only catching 10% of what you're teaching. As you're teaching them, they're missing 90% of everything you're saying because they got this psychology thing going on in their brain, right? But when you're teaching, you have to stop and say, why is this so? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? What did I do in the past? How did I learn in the past? What were my failures? What have I learned? What do I want them to, if they're going to forget 90% of everything I say, what is the key thing I want them to remember? And how will I emphasize this? And as you're going through, you're literally teaching yourself. And you are every day getting closer to enlightenment, which is true mastery. So you might find that teaching for 20 years, every single day, without fail, for 20 years is helpful. And this is the journey that I'm on. I'm trying my best to improve every single day. And I thank you for being on this journey, because my greatest fear in trading is letting you down. So I can't crack. I can't relax. I can't even take a day off, even if I'm 5,000 miles away from my home. Even if I'm at Disneyland with my wife and kids, I stop, I have my laptop and 3 screens, I check the markets, I do my trading, I do my live stream. And you know what? We won't be at the gate when the gate opens. We'll have to be at the gate at 9:30 because trading comes first. You come first. And maybe that level of dedication is something that I've pushed myself because I think it helps me get one step closer to mastery. But I have a long ways to go on this journey yet. I am not there. I'm not even close. So thank you for giving me the strength to get out of bed and do what needs to get done. And that's an inside joke of the day trading group, but it's true. I woke up tired. Okay? Because I'm going to bed at midnight-ish. I'm waking up at 5 something. Okay? But I can't let you down. And maybe that's what it takes. So thank you for giving me that strength. And I'll see you 3 p.m. if you're in my day trading group. We are meeting at the New York close, so that I can help my European traders front run the Asian session. And then we'll meet again at 9 p.m. to front run the London session in the Asian session. So that's what the Wayne do, and I'm glad that's what you do as well. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, please visit tradersway.com and open up a demo account just to show that you care.